and welcome to Yoga Galactica. We are here to bring you your daily yoga and breath work. But today's going to mostly be breath work. So, thank you for joining us here in the Space Shift. And I hope you're having a fabulous day. We have some dear friends getting married online today. And tonight is a fight night, Fight Island. Woo! So excited. It's going to be a good day. I just read that Chiron is in retrograde. The problem is I don't quite know what Chiron is. But it says July 11th through December 15th. That's a long time. It says today Chiron goes retrograde. Chiron is known as the wounded healer. It can bring your insecurities, fear, and patterns of pain. It can bring you insecurities, fear, and patterns of pain. These are being brought to your attention for healing. Rise above the karma and the drama and see the bigger picture. Your struggles are there on your path to make you great. They empower your self-mastery. Time to do some work. Let me share this on my Facebook page quickly, and we can get going. If I can find it. It's always an interesting thing. So, what I'd like to talk to you about today, though, besides Chiron being in retrograde, is water. We watched, good morning, Brenda. We watched a really interesting show with one of our favorite little cuties, Zac Efron, who has decided to really dive into searching around the world for different countries that are doing things that are changing the world and really making huge steps in their communities. I forgot to share this on my page. Shoot.
And it's really cool. The first episode, they went to Iceland, where literally they don't use like any carbon emissions. So they use geothermal vents to propel their turbines. They use water propulsion for their turbines. And they have like literally like zero carbon emissions. It's amazing. And they actually create, the byproduct of it, they create these amazing pools that you can go lay in that are super mineralized and are actually healing. They've created like healing sanctuaries around these pools. It's unbelievable. They also went to Costa Rica to find people living off the land,
yes,
which was unbelievable. There's one place called Ecovilla and another place called Punta something.
Punta Villa.
No, that wasn't it. Punta Miera. Sorry, you speak Spanish. I think I just said a bad word.
Whoops.
Whoops. I said point shit.
Anyway, they went to Costa Rica. Costa Rica was absolutely incredible. I mean, they literally they grow everything. They have a village there that has I don't know how many people were there, maybe 40 or so. And they have this beautiful place where they cook together. There's animal sanctuaries. There's but the food is like right from the land. And Siri and I, we're questioning why we're living in the United States right now. I feel like a lot of people might be, but just because we love the earth so much, and it just would be amazing to live with the land instead of taking from the land constantly. And the one that I really wanted to talk about is water. Water is essential for life. Breath, water, food.
Boom.
Literally, those are the three things that are essential for life.
In that order.
In that order. Breath, we're doing today. Water, hopefully you're drinking. But here's the thing. So many times you go out to the store and you buy your Fiji water, and that one might be, I don't know much about it. Fiji
right.
might be okay. That one might be okay. But bottled water is a fucking scam. Bottled water is literally almost most of it. Like,
there is good bottled water.
There is good bottled water. It's more expensive. You need to look for mineral water. What did he say? Spring water. But purified water is terrible for you. There's absolutely nothing in it, and you're buying basically reconstituted tap water. That's it.
Yeah.
There's nothing in it. You probably would be better off drinking tap water, to be honest.
And what she means by that is bottled water that says purified, because essentially they take out any sort of minerals, anything. It's like just water, H2O, hydrogen and oxygen. And water, we we evolved drinking water from the land that's mineralized, that's been filtered through like clay and rock and minerals and
magnesium, calcium,
and
psyllium, like has all these different
and
things.
our water should really have all of those in it. So when you drink water that's totally pure or distilled, it actually leaches the minerals
from
out of your body,
body,
and it's worse for you.
Yes. And
sip
so
on that.
You sip on that. Don't sip on that. And plus, like the amount of waste from single-use bottles is disgusting.
So talk about Paris.
It should not have. So Paris has decided to completely eliminate single-use water bottles, and they provide free water for everyone. That is just, you can go to the street and it's everywhere. They have a water app where you can look on your phone. You don't buy, when you go to buy water, you don't buy water. You buy the bottle, which is a glass reusable bottle, and then you get to go anywhere and fill the water for free. That's the way it should be. And there's so many things in the U.S. that seem very backwards to us. We love it here. We love L.A. We love our community. We love the people, but it's like, one of the things that we love most is this earth, this planet, Mama Gaia, what she gives to us. Like, we just want to be giving back to her. And we should be. We have a responsibility to leave this planet greater for our children and the children to come and all the children of the world and for our fellow humans and animals. Like what we're doing to animals by just raping this earth is disgusting. It's just really sad, and so it's a great new show. Zac Efron's in it, and he's just so cute.
He's eye candy for days.
He is eye candy. And then his partner, which is a really interesting man,
Darren Olean.
Darren Olean, who wrote an amazing book that we're going to read soon. He's like a health guru, and their dynamic is really beautiful. But anyway, if you want a feel-good show that will really inform you about a lot of things that are going around the world that are just so inspiring, check it out. And what's it called? The Good Life?
No, Down to Earth.
Down to Earth. Yeah, Zac Efron. So check it out. Yes, I mean, so many people are like, yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
So the kind of water that we drink, if you're curious, we drink reverse osmosis water that's been remineralized. And reverse osmosis water is a 5-stage filter. It has like a few carbon filters because LA tap water is horrible. It's filled with chemicals and fertilizer and trace
chlorine.
Yeah, chlorine and fluoride and trace amounts of antidepressants and pharmaceuticals and it literally
and mold
and even fecal matter. So we use a 5-stage reverse osmosis filter, which essentially gets it to practically pure water, which when I say pure water, again, you want to drink mineralized water. That's where we get should get most of our minerals is from water and food. Vitamins, there's a lot of question whether the efficacy of vitamins actually works because most vitamins that you take need all the other vitamins to make them bioavailable.
Yes.
So just taking a bunch of one vitamin may not even be doing anything for you. Maybe it is, maybe it's doing 10% of what you think it's doing. So you really need like all the vitamins, potassium, magnesium, sulfur, salt, calcium, vitamin C, all of it.
Vitamin D, vitamin K, zinc.
So the last stage of our reverse osmosis water filter is remineralization. So it actually adds minerals back into the water. And again, I'm sure we could be drinking better water, but a lot of people come to our house and they drink our water and they're like, wow, this is really good. And yeah, if you've been drinking tap water or just like straight bottled water or Brita filtered water, our water is going to taste really good. So our system was only around $350, and you have to get some things changed once a year, which is like $100 or something. But God bless it, people. It's one of the most fundamental things in life.
And it makes water good. Where did we get that, by the way?
I have a guy.
Okay, Eric, Siri's got a guy. So we'll post about that.
Yeah. He's an interesting guy, but he'll come.
He is an interesting guy.
Yeah, he'll come and set it up, and he's genuine, but he's interesting. But it's just called reverse osmosis, 5-stage reverse osmosis. And the last stage, which a lot of these reverse osmosis don't have, is a remineralization. So it does the whole purification, then the last stage, it goes through this remineralization. And so at least we are getting some ppm of minerals in there.
Yeah, so that's what we wanted to talk to you about today, because we love you and water. We are 50 to 65% water. Our bodies are 50 to 65% water, depending on how much we're taking in. It is so good for your skin, your hair, it's essential for life. So hey, how about this? For the next week, can you try to treat yourself to really good water, not in a plastic bottle, not bottled water if possible? I mean, it would be great. I don't know where you would even...
There's services that actually deliver. There's one called Mountain Spring.
Oh, yeah, with the beautiful bottle.
Yeah, and they have amazing... It is a little expensive, but again, it's like what you put in your body, you should treat it like medicine. From your breath to the water you drink to food. Yes. And the thing is, if you spend the money on these things, you're not going to have to spend money on doctors or pharmaceuticals or anything like this. So I never limit myself on what I want to get from the store, from the most organic food to the butcher box that we order, which is $136 every month, so we can eat locally sourced, farm-raised, grass-fed, humanely raised and butchered animals, so I'm not going and buying factory farm BS.
And we eat that only about once, maybe twice a week, small portions, because we also love the earth, and we love plants, and we love animals. Anyway, food is medicine, water is medicine, breath is medicine. Be grateful for all of these. Pray and give reverence to all of these things. When we do breath work today, you're giving yourself such a gift. So know that and remember that and give your all to it. And we're telling you these things because we love you, and we want everyone to be healthy, to be happy, to be whole, so that they can rise up and be fucking fantastic.
Rise up.
All right, so good morning, Jennifer, Maya, Eric, Gretchen, Allison, Mimi, Seth, Mike. I bet Mike's here. Yeah, Maya and Brenda. Good to see you all here today. We're going to jump into, today is our breathwork quick shift, so we'll do one exercise and then we'll jump into 3 rounds of Wim Hof breath. And before we do that, I have pulled the card from the well-being cards. So let's sit up nice and tall. Pull the flesh out from underneath your thighs. Sink your booty down onto the mat. Close your eyes. Palms down on your knees. Feeling the warmth of your hands on your knees. Take a minute to just give your knees some good energy. Take a deep inhale through the nose. Hold. Slowly exhale through the nose. Hold. Inhale through the nose again, please. Hold. Exhale through the nose slowly. Feel that sense of peace and calm. Connection. Inhale slowly. Hold. Slow exhale through the nose. Holding here. Being still. Now powerful inhale through the nose. Hold at the top, sip in more breath. Think about your intention. Let it fill you. Powerfully exhale it out. Hold empty, turn your palms up. Think about what you're grateful for in this moment. Let the corners of your lips tilt upwards. Deep inhale. Sigh it out. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, palms touch as they slowly come down to rest in the center of the chest. Breathe here just like we were, slow and deep through the nose. Pause at the top of the inhale and the bottom of the exhale. Savor each breath. Be grateful for every breath as it enters and leaves your body. And with your eyes closed, just feeling peaceful, feeling grounded, feeling connected, like you're surrounded by everyone here. The main event isn't the destination. It's my joyous journey. You did not come forth seeking assignments to complete. You came forth for reasons to flow and to love and enjoy life. Even though you will return home at the end of any vacation, the idea of your holiday is not to complete it as quickly as possible so that you can check it off your list. The idea of your vacation and of this life experience is to have a joyous experience. I love that card. If we aren't truly living, even in these times that are so damn challenging, we lose hope, we lose focus. So what can we do every day to savor this experience? 3 things that we just talked about are so important. The breath, the water we drink, the food we eat, all those things. What can you do today to make your life more ceremonial, to be grateful, to enjoy this joyous experience? I hope you got out and smelled flowers yesterday. Got out in nature, went for a walk. I know Jennifer did, for sure. You know, what can you do today to make your life a little better in this moment, in this time? Because this is an experience. How can we make it more joyous? Could you reach out to somebody you love? Could you meditate? Could you make a delicious meal, something that makes your heart sing? Whatever it is, as you sit here breathing, as we do this practice, ponder that. Rub the palms, fingers, knuckles, create some friction, take a deep inhale. And exhale to stillness. As we breathe, we are so very thankful for this breath. We're so very thankful for this time to give back to our bodies, our minds, our spirits. So grateful for this technology that allows us to connect and share this experience. Let's have fun as we give back to ourselves. Bow your chin to your chest. Mama Gaia, we thank you for all you give, all you provide to every single being on this planet. We thank you for all of the elements. We thank you for every single creature, every animal, every human being. We know that everyone is doing their best. We, with our heads bowed, make a promise to do our best to give back to you. We bow to you in reverence daily, and we thank you for all you give. Sending the earth some love and bowing to yourself, you who shows up to do this work day after day, even when it's challenging. You are a warrior. You are so needed right here, right now. Take a moment to be grateful for your journey, all that it took to get you here. Take a moment to be grateful for your health and your body's ability to heal. And take a moment to be grateful for your gratitude, all the thanks that you give every day. That's beautiful. Send yourself some love. Inhale. Sigh it out. And let's just let the hands slip down to rest upon the shins. Clasping your shins, shoulders parallel, hands parallel to each other. We're going to work on the lower back before we jump into breath work. So inhale, arching the back, pulling the heart and chest forward, maybe even wiggle a little this first time. Exhale, round the back, let the navel press all the breath out, working into that root chakra. Inhale forward and exhale back. Let the breath be powerful, even more powerful than your movement at first. And find whatever pace feels good for you. Keep your chin parallel to the floor so the movement is in the spine. Fueling your body with every breath that you bring in. Toxins, anger, fear, anxiety, let's go. did that. Bravo, friends. Breathing here. Deep inhale. Sigh it out. And lay your body down on the mat. We are going to jump into some Wim Hof breath and get you shifted. One of the most interesting things we learned about breath from the book called Breath, or Breathe, I believe. Breath, is that breathing can actually help you lose weight. Yeah, that's real. Is that unbelievable or what? When you're breathing shallow, you're actually, it's hard on your body. Deep, powerful breath actually help you to lose weight. That is just wild, and so much more. So lay down on your back. We are going to get shifted with this breath work. Lay down, close your eyes, and just notice your breath. Maybe place your hand on your heart or your hand on your belly. Do you want to lead this, babe?
Sure.
All right. Breathe long and deep here. Feel your belly raising. Feel your chest rising up. And again, be so grateful for your breath, so grateful for your body, for your health. If you've never done this before, you're about to get lifted. So laying down on your back, Siri's going to take it over from here. Let's do this.
All right, breath warriors, pulmonauts, as we would call them, as people call them. We're going to share with you one of our favorite breathing practices, the Wim Hof breath. Many of you know it. In fact, most of you know it, but in case you're new, you're going to be lying down on your back, and we're going to take about 40 powerful breaths into the body through the mouth. The exhale is soft and relaxing. It might seem like you're hyperventilating. In a way, that's actually what we're doing. We're putting the body into a stress space so that way it can release cortisol, adrenaline, and it actually removes inflammation, and from all of that will bring your body back into a state of homeostasis. It's really kind of magical. So we're going to do it rhythmically, we're going to do it together, and it sounds like this. So go ahead and synchronize in right now. That's it. Inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale. Hold it in, let it go. Big breath, release, and go. That's it. Breathe deep. Soft exhale. Pull it in. Bring the oxygen into the body. And another thing we learned from this breath book is that CO2 is equally as important in our body as oxygen, because CO2 is the molecule that actually allows the oxygen to go into every cell. So CO2 often gets a bad rap, like we don't want CO2 in our body. In fact, we want just as much CO2 as oxygen. It's so important. So that's why exhaling is so important. Good. Now we've got just about 10 more. Can you go deeper? That's it. And go. And 5, 2, and 1. Together, inhale. Hold full right at the top, short time. 3, 2, 1. Now exhale all the breath out. Exhale, release, let go. Let go, let go. And we come to the place right at the bottom of the breath, and we're going to do an extended hold out. So that means don't let any more breath in. Pause here in this space with the breath held out. You can do it. Test yourself. Go as long as you can, holding the breath out. Maybe it's only 10 or 15 seconds, but if you can, let it be 30 seconds or a minute or even longer. And this space is where so much of the internal chemistry that we seek is happening. The CO2 is bringing that oxygen to all the cells, revitalizing. And guess what? Disease, bacteria, parasites, viruses cannot live in an oxygen-rich environment. So breathing deep When you've held in as long as you can, just let it go, let it go, let it go, let the breath go and relax. And now we prepare for another round of this magical breath. So if you're still in the exhale or the inhale, long hold, stay there as long as you'd like and join us when you're ready. Round 2, here we go. That's it. We're doing the Wim Hof breath. You're lying down on your back, doing about 40 powerful breaths, in through the mouth or the nose, but ideally through the mouth. Soft exhale in between. Good, that's it, and go. Inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale. Pull it in, let it go. Pull it in, let it go. Imagine you're breathing into the fingertips, the soles of the feet, the tips of the toes, right into the navel, right into the heart, right into the brain. Good, over halfway there. And go! See how focused you can be. If you start to feel tingles in the body, little flashes of light, little pulsing vibrations in the vision, that's good. That's normal. Enjoy it. Love it. We're releasing all those good feeling hormones, the dopamine, the serotonin, even a little bit of that DMT. Good. Last 5. 2 and 1. Together, inhale. Now exhale all the breath out. Exhale it out. Release, let go. Exhale, release, let go. Let it go, let it go, let it go, let it go, let it go. And coming to that beautiful place of stillness right at the bottom of the breath. Surrender. Can you let go even more? That's it. How deeply can you relax in this space? It's up to you, but you have the invitation to go as deep as you like. Good. Now noticing how on the second round you can actually hold out a little longer. We've already been pumping the blood with oxygen. So it's in there. Therefore, you don't even need to breathe in. At least for not a while. So really test yourself. Maybe there's a little more air in the lungs and you want to squeeze it out. Count to 10 if that feels good. Repeat. But when you're ready, when you feel it, allow yourself to take a nice big inhale. And then we hold in that breath right at the top. heart, thanking your heart, being in so much gratitude for your heart, for its ability to keep you alive. You don't have to tell your heart to be. Your heart is working for you. It's your best employee, so you should treat it that way. Love your heart. Be grateful for your heart. Sip in a little more breath right at the top. When you've held in as long as you can, just let it go. Let it go. Let it go. Let it go. We're going to hit you with one more round of this breath to go even deeper. So, before we begin, inhale. Exhale, let it go. Round 3. Really get it.
If you're just joining us, make sure you're laying down on your back or on your couch. You're going to get shifted. Hi, Gabe. Hi, Lisa.
Good. That's it. Inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale. Pull it in, let it go. Pull it in, let it go. Inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale. Pull it in, let it go. Go. That's it. Halfway. Last 10 and go. Two, one. Now together, inhale. Hold. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and release, release, release. Let it go. Let it go. Let it go. Let it go. Holding here at the bottom of the breath as long as you can. Relax the body so completely.
Release control and surrender to the flow of love.
let go, to surrender, to come into this divinely blissful state of relaxation, being bathed by these beautiful angelic sounds, these primordial sounds that have the ability to penetrate deep within our body using vibration. So the more relaxed you can get, the more you will receive. Find that perfect spot, making any last little wiggles or movements, or just staying as still as you possibly can. Together, deep inhale. Hold the breath. 3, 2, 1. Exhale. Empty the lungs completely. And then come back to neutral, smooth, slow breath.
going to be scary. When you take that first step, when you leave behind your past and look ahead to your new future, you know you're in the right place. But that doesn't make those first steps any easier, or the ones that will follow those. The journey will be filled with worry, fear, beauty, and purpose. Every emotion that we are meant to feel, that is the design. We are meant to wander and wonder, to step into the unknown and say, I may not have it all figured out today, but I know in my heart that I will find a way. Topher Kirbai.
Breathing that into every cell of your blissful, beautiful, divine, happy, healthy, holy, eternal body. Letting a smile draw across your face and let the fingertips and toes begin to wiggle and move. Rolling the wrists, rolling the ankles, stretching the arms up and over the head, squeeze through the whole body. Then let the knees float up into the chest. Take the hands on the knees and just move the legs in any way that feels good for you right now. Left, right, forward, back, up, down. Circling left, circling right, spiraling up, spiraling down. And when you're ready, wrap the arms tightly around the legs. Give yourself a giant hug. Whisper the words, thank you, thank you, thank you. I love you, I love you, I love you. And when you're ready, begin to rock yourself up and down, rocking all the way up, all the way down, all the way up, all the way down. And then rock up into a seated position here on your mat. Let the eyes remain closed for this final portion of our session. Take the hands, rub them together. And then bring them into the center of the chest, prayer position. And as we breathe, slow and smooth, gratitude for each breath. Let's first bless up the space that we practiced in today that held us as a sacred container. We bless up the space shift. You bless up your home, room, office, wherever you may be. And then we take this same love and gratitude and extend it out to somebody in our life that needs a little bit of this. So let it flow from your heart to theirs, infinitely, eternally. And then taking this same gratitude, love, and send it all across our beautiful planet. First and foremost, thanking her for being the most amazing home we could ever ask for. And then sending it to every single thing that lives here, that inhabits this earth. Living, non-living, everything. Bless it up. And then let the chin fold into the chest. And taking this sacred moment as an honoring of yourself. The divine gift that is you here, all part of this beautiful macro and microcosm that we call life. And then extending this out to our teachers, mentors, the guides, the sages, the poets, the artists, the yogis that have shared with us through the ages so we may be able to practice, be here, and share today. What a blessing. Satnam, Namaste, Aho, blessed be. When you're ready, letting the eyes slowly blink open with a soft gaze. Coming back into this space, maybe your lips are turned up with a little smile, and we are so grateful for you for joining us today. What a powerful session. Sometimes just doing breath work can really nail it in. So thank you for doing that work and joining us. Thank you, Kamala, for all your guidance and sharing your wisdom.
And thank you for sharing all your wisdom.
You are welcome, and we just love you so much. All of these sessions are a gift for you right now during this time and always. And if you'd like to gift it back, you can by making a donation to yogagalactica@gmail.com. That's our PayPal. Our Venmo is @yogagalactica. It's the @ and Yoga Galactica, all one word. And any amount is appreciated, but it's not necessary in order to take these classes. You can also pay it forward by sharing this on your page, leaving a comment, going to our YouTube page, clicking subscribe, watching our videos, all the replays there on YouTube, sharing those. And we love you. Have an amazing Saturday. Stay cool, stay hot, stay amazing, and you're the best.
Yeah, enjoy the journey. Thank you, Gretchen. Thank you, Carlos. Thank you, Jennifer. Thank you, Maya. Thank you, Eric and Mike. Gabe, my cousin Gabe was on for a minute. Lisa Caraway, Ekaterina, Kelly, Adam.
Ooh, so many amazing people today.
Mimi, Allison, Seth. Thank you so much for joining us today, y'all. I will get back to your messages. I will post the card and the poem.
We love you.
And we love you. Have a good one.
See you Monday.
See
Tomorrow
you
we're off.
Monday.